A universe that isn't aware of anything it does yet manages to create life that is aware of itself and the universe. Does not care for the things it creates or doesn't offer protection from the brutal conditions of existence, leaving its creations exposed to the cruelty of their environment. Creates life without any reason, no meaning or purpose to existences. Does not care about beauty, compassion, justice, peace, happiness, or suffering. Everything it brings into being is left to face its own annihilation. Creates life without any consideration for what that life will endure. Grants consciousness only to torture its creations with the awareness of their inevitable end and to watch helplessly as everything they love is eventually destroyed. Aware enough to comprehend its own fragility, but not powerful enough to secure itself against death. The universe did not set out to create life. It emerged as a byproduct of blind processes, the accidental interplay of matter and energy under the right conditions. There was no intelligence guiding it, no consideration for what sort of existence would follow. And so life appears without safety, without design, and without any guarantee of stability. From the beginning, it is left entirely to itself. The universe offers no assistance, no concern for the beings that arise within it. Whether a creature is capable or incapable of surviving its environment is irrelevant to the larger process. Life is thrown into existence and abandoned, compelled to look after and provide for oneself in a world that does not care. The fragility of living matter makes this even harsher. Organisms are built from delicate structures, easily broken, burned, infected, or starved. A single accident, illness, or predator can erase them in moments. Far from being designed for durability, life is constantly vulnerable and unstable arrangements struggling against entropy. And worse still, life must sustain itself by consuming other life. The system itself is predatory and parasitic. To live is to destroy, to extract energy at the expense of something else. Plants devour sunlight and nutrients, animals feed on plants and each other. And even the smallest microbes survive by invading and dismantling other organisms. Survival requires harm. Through all of this, the universe remains silent. It does not care about pain, loss, or fairness. The weak are erased, the strong endure for a time, and even they eventually decay. There is no ultimate protection or purpose, only the endless cycle of life feeding on life in a hostile environment. It's unethical to bring someone alive when you can't even guarantee their safety or well-being. It's not just ethically problematic, it's cruel. I'm going to push you into a dangerous situation without asking. There may be no one to help you, no resources available, and no way out. Life can contain joy, beauty, and meaning, also imposing suffering, danger, and eventual death. That's the justification for giving life. It's self-serving. The parent gets to experience the meaning of having children, the joy of parenthood, or the regret of parenthood. The child gets a gamble they never asked for. If you had the choice of bringing someone alive in a place where their safety and well-being was guaranteed, or in a place where their safety and well-being wasn't guaranteed, would it be unethical to choose the unsafe place? If we wouldn't choose the unsafe place when a safe alternative exists, why do we think it's acceptable to choose the unsafe place when the alternative is simply not creating the person? But here's the reality. There is no place where safety is guaranteed. So the actual choice is bring someone into existence in an unsafe world. Don't bring them into existence at all. You would be deliberately exposing someone to preventable harm without justification. The universe is brainless and has no concept of morality. It's bad that evolution exists and happened on Earth, as it caused so many sentient beings to suffer and die horrifically. I see something as evil if it causes suffering, regardless of whether it is aware that it is causing suffering or not. It's not evil in intent, but it produces evil outcomes by creating beings capable of pain and throwing them into conflict, hunger, disease, and decay. There are few acts more contemptible than bringing a sentient being into existence and then failing to care for them. To create life is to assume the highest possible responsibility, the power to shape whether that life experiences security or torment, belonging or abandonment. To summon a being into this world without consent is already a profound imposition, but to do so and then neglect, ignore, or mistreat that being is moral bankruptcy in its purest form. Every living being is owed protection by those who caused its existence. A being does not ask to be born, it is thrust into an indifferent world, vulnerable, dependent, and defenseless. To abandon that being physically, emotionally, or psychologically is to betray the very foundation of morality. It is to say, I will create you, but I will not care if you suffer. There is no justification for that. None. If someone cannot provide that stability, cannot ensure that the being they create will be fed, sheltered, and emotionally cared for, then they have no right to reproduce at all. To bring life into instability is to condemn another to suffer for one's own impulse, ego, or ignorance. To bring someone alive and fail to look after them, to fail to create even the conditions for them to live safely, is not merely irresponsible. It is despicable. It is the ultimate betrayal of trust and the deepest form of moral cowardice. To play the role of a creator and then abandon the created. To bring someone alive and then not look after them, to deny them a stable environment and condemn them to a lifetime of involuntary servitude to survival, is among the most despicable things one can do. It is not creation, it is enslavement. To bring a sentient being into existence without ensuring their stability, condemning them to a life of struggling to survive, it's a profound moral failing. Creating life carries a non-negotiable duty to provide security, care, and a foundation for thriving, not just surviving. They couldn't guarantee our safety because safety doesn't exist here. They couldn't shield you from pain, injury, heartbreak, or disease because this world is made of those things. They couldn't promise you meaning, control, or peace because none is built into the system. They couldn't even promise you'd want to be here because many don't. They couldn't promise you freedom because the body itself is a prison. They couldn't give you certainty because you don't know what will happen to you, how you'll suffer, when you'll die. They couldn't give you clarity of mind because they couldn't guarantee you'd be mentally stable. Depression, anxiety, addiction. They couldn't give you health because you might be born sick or might grow sick. They couldn't prevent cancer, birth defects, chronic pain, or degenerative diseases. They couldn't give you answers why we're here, what it means, if anything matters. They had none. They couldn't promise us justice because justice isn't built into the structure of this world. There's no fairness woven into the physics, no karmic balance in the code of matter. They couldn't promise us a home because no place here is truly safe or ours land can be taken. They couldn't promise us love because not everyone finds it, not everyone keeps it, and love itself is fragile. They couldn't promise us wealth because the system hoards it because billions are born into scarcity, while a few are born into palaces because value here isn't tied to effort or need but to luck, inheritance, exploitation. The universe is a horrendous place to be alive in. The mere fact that anything exists at all is both astonishing and cruel. Existence could have been designed differently with built-in safety, with guarantees that no sentient being would suffer, decay, or be forced to endure unbearable pain. But it wasn't. Instead, we were born into a system that allows immense mental and physical torment, as if life itself were a careless experiment.